Is your portfolio bleeding red and you're one of those people who just held on to their bags all the way up and all the way down? Well, there is one thing that I can say: you are not the only one. The big question is, what can you do next? Well, sadly, I can't give you financial advice, but I can tell you what I'm going to do in the upcoming weeks. If you like the sound of that, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. So let's first take a look at the facts. We have been going down since November 15th. And we're now all the way down 50% on BTC and 80, 90, 95% on our altcoins, which we sadly didn't sell at the top. Now, of course, there's nothing we can do about that now, but we can take a look at the cards that are on the table right now. When we look at the macroeconomic situation, we have to agree that it's not looking good. Inflation is getting out of control. We have the war in Ukraine. This is causing food prices to rise. As we can see here in Sri Lanka, there are many protests because the people simply can't afford any food. So if that continues, we can all agree that it's generally not looking that good, and that of course has an effect on all the markets. So whether we like it or not, if the global economy is going down, Bitcoin and everything in the crypto market will go down as well. And I don't think that any amount of good news can cause the crypto market to rally when the entire stock market is going down. So we have to be realistic in that situation as well. Now, thankfully, markets don't go down in a straight line, and we can always expect a bounce at some point. Right now, we are battling that 30k level. We wicked through it, and of course, we had strong support around the 30k, and especially around that previous low of 29,500, I think. So it's very likely that we might see a nice little bounce. And this is exactly what I'm hoping for. So I'm hoping for a bounce up to, let's say, 37 or 38k. And at that point, I will take a look at my altcoins. I still have a bunch of altcoins that I bought back in 2020. So on those specific altcoins, I'm still in the profit. Of course, I'm way down from the highest point, but yeah, I had my chance to sell it. I didn't, but it doesn't mean that I can't take any profits now. Of course, there are a few scenarios on the table. The one that I'm counting on here is that we bounce to, let's say, 38k. Then I take some profits, then we go down, break the 30k, and then hopefully find a bottom at 24k or at least above the 20k. And then I'll have some dry powder to buy back in. Of course, that's not the only scenario. It is possible that we trend upwards and we continue upwards. And in that case, well, good news, you can still buy in here, and maybe you miss a few percentages, but at least you have the second option covered as well. And then the last one, of course, is that we don't go up, we don't hit that 38k, but we simply break through right away and we continue downwards. So yeah, if this last scenario occurs, then I'm simply out of luck and I'll have to sit this one out. But let's be honest, I had plenty of time to take profits. I could have done it here, 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 here on the way back up, here, 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 and then on the way back down. Plenty of moments to take profits. Well, I didn't. That's my own stupid fault. So what is my bear market plan? Well, it's pretty simple. As I said before, I'm going to try and take profits, put some money on the side, and as soon as Bitcoin drops below towards that 24k, I'm going to start buying some Bitcoin. And yes, in case you're wondering, I'm not going to go all in at once at around 24k. I'm going to buy some at 24k and then see where the market moves. Maybe it goes lower, then I'll buy some more at 21k, and then very maybe it will go even lower, and I want to have a little bit left to buy if it would ever go below that 21k level. In my case, I'm going to keep it very simple. Whatever profits I'm able to take, I'm going to divide it by 5, and then I'm going to take 5 different price targets in which I'm going to buy BTC. Now, why I'm going to buy BTC? Well, simple. The entire market is being dictated by how BTC moves. So if BTC is going back up, I can easily convert my BTC back into my favorite altcoins, but at least this way I will limit my risk, because we all know that BTC will go down less than the average altcoin. Next, I will have plenty of time to clean up my very messy portfolio that is still full of altcoins that are worth very little. So there are two options for me. I can either hold on to these altcoins if I still believe in those projects, or I can start converting them, whatever is left of them, into, for example, Ethereum or also Bitcoin. Once my portfolio is cleaned up, I'm going to take a look at my staking options. If you're going to hold on to a token either way, then why not stake these tokens? I mean, you can hold them in your portfolio, you're not going to sell them anyway, especially in a bear market. If you're going to hold on to them, you're not going to trade, you're not going to do anything with them, then why not take a look and see if you can stake them somewhere and at least get some interest while you're holding on to them. Now, personally for me, if I hold on to a project, it means that I believe in it long term and I don't care about the current price. Of course, we can't ignore our feelings, but when you're looking at it neutrally, your only goal should be is to have more of that investment by the end of the year than you had at the beginning of the year, regardless of the US dollar value. So for example, if you believe in Ethereum, then your only goal should be is to try and get more Ethereum by the end of the year than you had in the beginning of the year. And I think staking your coins is a perfect opportunity to do this, even in a bear market. Now, before we finish off this video, I would like to go over 3 most important lessons learned. So the first one is take profits often. I should have learned this one after the bull market of 2017-2018. Sadly, I didn't. I should have learned it again after the May dip, and sadly I didn't. So hopefully I have learned my lesson right now. That brings me to the second one, which is don't touch your dry powder. So I did take some profits after the bounce that we had last year, and then I started buying back in when the market was moving up again all the way up to November. And of course I didn't take any profits on the way up, and I didn't take any profits on the way down, so all the dry powder that I had was already spent. So how will I do things differently this time? Well, my plan right now is to take profits when Bitcoin hits 50k and the 60k levels. After that, I still have to decide, but those are the 2 big levels that I will focus on. The next thing that I will do is I will keep that dry powder aside. I will dedicate a very specific portion that I will not touch until Bitcoin crashes again 60% or more. The last lesson that I've learned is that with small caps you can make a lot of profit, but it isn't worth anything if you don't take those profits. It's not a big surprise, but if something goes up really fast, it will go down really fast as well. So it is very important, even more important on those small caps, that you take profits early. Of course, if you believe that the market is still going up, then there's nothing wrong with turning those profits into BTC or Ethereum. This way you can still enjoy the upside if the market continues to go up. Right, that's it for this video. I hoped it was a little bit helpful. If you got some nice tips yourself, don't hesitate to post a comment and share it with the community. This way we can all help each other. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.